So till now we have done with only one term in the given signal. Now you are having three distinct terms to find the periodicity of a given signal. Take down the question.
Okay. Let's go to the
Now I am going to explain the steps to check the periodicity of this particular signal. Don't write anything. First you listen, then I will give you time to take down the notes. As you can see here, this signal is a combination of three different signals. So you can name this function as y1, this function as y2, and this function as y3. So first I will take the first term, which is represented as y1 of t. What is y1 of t here? It is cos 3.5t. So from this, by direct observation, you can find the angular frequency of the first term, that is omega naught 1. I can write this as subscript 1 because it is confined to the first signal alone. So omega naught 1 is 3.5. From this, you will calculate T1. What is T1? 2 pi by 3.5. So it will become 4 pi by 7. Put it in the fraction format itself. So 3.5 we can put as 7 by 2. So it will become 4 pi by 7 because it will be easier for the simplification later. So don't put in decimals. You can put in fraction format itself. So the answer for T1 is 4 pi by 7. Is it clear for you? The first term.
yes, sir.
Okay. Now come to the second term, y2 of t. y2 of t is sine 2t. Girls are not responding. Why? I have to call one by one. Nidhi, speak. What is y2 of t?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is y2 of t?
Sine 2t, sir.
Sine 2t. Yes. From that, how we are going to calculate omega? What is omega for sine 2t?
Omega, it will be 2, sir.
Yes, very good. It will be 2. So the coefficient of t is 2. So naturally, omega is 2. So 2 pi by 2 is 5. So this is the time period for second function. Rakesh is here. Rakesh. Yes, Rakesh is there. Number 87. Speak out. What about third signal y3? What is omega for y3?
7 by 6, sir.
7 by 6. So T3 is
7
2.
by 6.
Yes, good, good. So T3 is 2 pi by 7 by 6. So answer is 12 pi by 7. So individually, you have written T1, T2, T3 for all the three signals. Now you can take down till this particular step. You have different steps for this particular question. Why? Because it is combination of three signals. So individually, you are going to find the time period initially, and then you are finding the ratios and checking the periodicity. So as of now, you find the time period individually for the three different terms. Going to the next page. Hope you have taken down T1, T2, T3. Now, individually, you are going to find the ratios. So you will take the first signal as a reference signal. So T1 is common for both the ratios. So first you will find the ratio T1 by T2, and then you will find the ratio T1 by T3. I repeat once again. First signal you are going to take as a reference signal. So that T1, it will be common for finding the two ratios. So T1 by T2 and T1 by T3. That is why I have insisted you to keep the T values in fractional format, not in decimal. Okay, so that pi will get cancelled eventually. So when you take the ratios T1 by T2, this pi will get cancelled. So the answer is 4 by 7. And if you take the ratio T1 by T3, again 7 will also cancel, pi will also cancel. So the answer is 4 by 12, which is nothing but 1 by 3. So you can say that the two ratios are rational number. If it comes in terms of root 2, root 3 and all, it is irrational. Both the numerator and the denominator should be a positive integer in the format x by y. Then you can say that it is a rational number. So if at all you are asked to find the time period of a given signal, normally it will be in a format of rational number itself. Don't bother about that. If it is an irrational number, then you are not going to find the fundamental period because there is no time period for a non-periodic signal. So how we are going to finalize whether a given signal is a periodic or not? If the two ratios T1 by T2 as well as T1 by T3 should come in a rational format, then we can say that the given signal is periodic. If it is periodic, we are going to find the fundamental time period. Take down these two steps.
Sir, I had a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in place of T1 and T1 divided by T2 and T1 by T3, can we do it something like T2 divided by T1 and T2
Yes,
divided by
yes,
T3?
no issue. Yes, you can. But one should be fixed.
Okay, sir.
One should be fixed. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Hope you have done with this. Now going to the fundamental time period. This you should be very much clear. Then only you can apply the same concept in upcoming problems also. So take down this T1 by T2, T1 by T3 values separately. Now carefully you analyze the numerators and denominators. What is the numerator of these two ratios? It is 4 and 1. You are going to find the HCF of the two numerators or GCD. Highest common factor or greatest common divisor, whatever it may be, you are going to find the numerators of the two fractions and GCD of the numerators of the two fractions. GCD of 4, 1. What is GCD of 4, 1? If there is any common factor other than 1 that is divisible for both 4 and 1 in a common way. 1 is the only factor, right? 1 is 1 into 1. 4 is 2 into 2 or 4 into 1. So the only common factor is 1. Hope you know how to find GCD. I don't want to go with that and all. Is it clear? Any doubts? Any doubts to find the GCD of 4 and 1? Similarly, go to the denominators. The denominators are 7 and 3. You need to find the GCD of 7 and 3. If there is any common factor that is commonly divisible for 7 and 3 other than 1, 1 is the only factor, right? So 1 can be taken as the greatest common divisor for the denominators. That is also done. Hope you are getting. Swadike, hope you're getting.
Yes, sir.
Good. Are you sleeping?
No, sir.
Yeah, no energy. Okay. Now we'll go to the denominators again and find the LCM. So our steps are like this: finding the GCD of numerator, finding the GCD of denominator, and then finding the LCM of denominator terms. What are the denominators? 7 and 3. But please don't misunderstand that only denominator 7 and 3 you are taking in all problems. Not like that. Okay. Suppose here you have any other GCD other than 2. I mean, other than 1. Suppose here it is 2. Means suppose here it is 8, means you can put it in the format of 2. Means 4 into 2. Like that you can write. So you have to take the LCM accordingly. So that I will deal with another problem. Then only you will get understand. Please don't confuse with that now. Okay. As of now, you take the LCM of the denominators 7 and 3. But later in one problem, I will deal with LCM very clearly. Since this problem has come up with in this particular manner, I have taken LCM of 7 and 3. But need not necessary that always the denominators as such we will take to find the LCM. It is not like that. In another problem, I will do in different manner. But after doing that problem, you will come to understand why I have taken 7 and 3 here as such. Don't ask me now. Here, so LCM of 7 and 3 is, you know, it is 21. So you may ask, why, sir, we are not taking the GCD of 41 and GCD of 73 into account? You are taking only LCM of 73 to find the time period of the signal. Since the GCD of 41 is 1, GCD of 73 is 1, because of that only I'm not taking this here in LCM. Suppose if it would have been 2 or 3 in place of 1, means that you can take here to find LCM. That I will deal in another problem. As of now, since the GCD of the numerators and GCD of the denominators is coming like 1, we have taken the entire LCM, I mean entire denominator as such to find the. If you have any doubts, means please keep it in your mind itself. You can clarify in the next program. Okay. So LCM of the two terms 7 and 3 is 21. So that 21 into the reference signal, whatever you have taken. What you have taken the reference, it is Y1, isn't it? Y1 is the first signal which you have taken as a reference signal. And what is the time period of the first signal? It is 4 pi by 7. Isn't it? So the LCM of the two terms is 21 multiplied by the reference signal that you have taken. Take the time period of that signal, multiply by with 21. So 21 into T1, that is 21 into 4 by 7. Someone has asked me, is it fine? We can take Y2 as a reference. That also you can do. But be careful that you must use Y2. Here also. Okay. So 21 into time period of Y1 of T, that is 4 pi by 7. So answer will be 3 into 4 pi, that is 12 pi. So this is the fundamental time period of this given signal. This portion you will get more clarity when I take the next problem. So after finishing that problem, I will come back to this problem and then I will clarify why I have taken this. Clear? Now take down this. So just you are finding the LCMs of the denominators, multiplying that LCM with the time period of the reference signal, whatever you have taken. Ultimately, you find the fundamental time. Now we'll do this problem. No, somebody has asked, can we find the LCM of T1, T2, T3 as such to find the fundamental speed? No, you can't. You can't. This is combination of three different signals. So you have to proceed in this particular step only. Okay. This is combination of three different signals. So you need to find the separate ratios and find the denominator fractions. I mean, the denominator factors and find the LCM. How we are going to take this denominator factors means it will be clear after doing the next problem. Okay, take down this. For the given signal y of t equal to y1 of t plus y2 of t plus y3 of t. I think already it is time up. Okay, 2 minutes I'll take. So all the time period of the given signal is being mentioned 1.08, 3.6 and 2.025. The time period of three given signals are explicitly given. So you are not going to find the time period in a different way because already in the question it is defined. T1, T2 and T3 is given. So no need to find T1, T2, T3 from the given signal. It is already given directly. So find T1 by T2. You can check this. Find T1 by T2. Find T1 by T3. Because T1 I have kept as reference. Okay. Later you can take down. Now I will complete this. T1 by T2 I have taken. T1 by T3 also I have found out. Then what I will do is I will find the GCD of numerators, GCD of denominators separately 1, 5. Now this is a case where you are having GCD other than 1. Here this is 5. Okay. Now you have to arrange this denominator in such a way that it should be in factor of 5. So since here denominator is 10, now it will become 5 into 2 because 5 is a GCD. So you have to put in terms of 5. So 5 into 2. Here it is 15. So 15 can be written as 5 into 3. Now you will be taking the LCM of 5, 2 and 3. There in the previous problem it was 1. GCD was 1. So you have omitted 1 and you have taken directly the denominators. But now you are taking 5, 2 and 3 because you have put the denominators in terms of your GCD. Other than 1, you have GCD as 5 here. So you will replace 10 in terms of 5 so that it will become 5 into 2. And instead of putting 15, it will become 5 into 3. So now you are going to take the LCMs of 5, 2 and 3 so that it will become 30. So 30 will be your LCM. Then you multiply the time period of the reference signal, that is the first signal, with 30. I think the other teacher will be waiting for you for the next class. So I would like to stop here. Okay, I'll explain this once more in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can clarify at that time. Okay. Thank you, students.
Thank you, sir.